because when it comes to martial arts, things like wrestling, self-defense mechanisms, and things that we kind of gravitate to not only make ourselves more dangerous, but to make ourselves more psychologically sound. Because to me, that's what the Greco-Roman wrestling is all about. Excuse me, my teaching and everything is all about my discipline, my self-discipline, keeping my body and my mind and my spirit all connected from a healthy perspective. Now, it's not to go out there and never look how tough and bad I am. Because you see some guys you can do, it don't take number one or two moves and they're on the ground, they never get back up and you just beat them down. But when I try to teach this to people, that's not the way that you look at what you learn. It's a way of you understanding that you're confident. Like I even teach my sons, you become confident in what you know you can do. Don't want to have to do it unless you have to, know. And I think that's what's kind of missing in the fabric of our society, and particularly I'm gonna say in the black, Puerto Rican, Mexican community, in the minority communities, right, where a lot of people now they go right to the gun. And like I tell a lot of brothers that's coming from out of prison, whatever you thought you did in prison, knocking people out or whatever, don't think you're gonna do that on these streets.
No,
because they're killing you for nothing now, for just looking.
Right.
Yeah. What would you say, brother, what would you say, OG, to a young brother that may not, like you said, a lot of the brothers are people. When I say brothers, I talk about everybody. I call everybody brother until they give me a reason not to talk. So a young man or a woman possibly that may find themselves that may not be masculine. I'm more towards the men. May not be a masculine type, may have never had no one around them to teach them certain things, and they find themselves in prison, right? What would you say before we get to the prison aspect? What would your advice be to that person that may be teeter-tottering right now on possibly going to prison because of the associations he's made out there trying to put on his tough facade when he know he's not tough? Would you suggest martial arts, some form of defense that they're learning not only to be more dangerous, but they're learning to be more responsible with? What would you say?
Right. Yeah. No, I want to address that because this is my first time meeting you, and I respect you, bro. Me and you, there's a lot of like, but me and Drew go way back. And he knows I got a Patreon where I'm a life coach. I'm a life coach, Tank. So I talk to young men that gang members don't have fathers from the hood. And I tell everybody this, man, if you're in that gang lifestyle, you in the drug dealing lifestyle, you should start taking martial arts. But here's why, Tank, not to become more dangerous. I tell my girlfriend this, martial arts is to make you confident in yourself. Because your mind and body and spirit, you're disciplined. Hey, dude, it's discipline to go to those wrestling drills every damn day, man, and getting tossed up and everything. Then you sore the next day, you got to go back. So I tell them like this. I said, martial arts is important, not because you're dangerous, but it makes you self-sufficient and you're confident. This is why this is important, because if you study martial arts, Tank, then all of a sudden you start questioning your leaders, like your gang member leaders and your drug dealer leaders. You start questioning like, hey, why I got to do this drive-by? Why I got to, because now you're more self-sufficient. So I believe that martial arts makes you a complete human being. And like you said, it's not to go out and fight, because I tell Peony all the time, I avoid trouble. Why? I'm going to be honest with you, Tank. Drew knows I'm a very dangerous man. Every time I've had a physical altercation, somebody ends up in the hospital and it's not me.
Right.
So it's the law of averages. So I'm already knowing dude running his mouth. Okay, my man, I apologize if I offend you. I'll walk off. Oh, OG's a coward. Yeah, okay, well, I'm a coward, but I'm free with my girlfriend. Right. So to answer your question, everybody I counsel, I tell them the first thing to do in this life is martial arts. Why? It gives you discipline, self-control. It gives you confidence, and it makes you self-reliant, because the only way you can get strong, you got to do the fucking exercises, my friend.
Got to put the work in.
You can watch all the videos you want. You can read all the books you want. But you got to get down on the mat and do them. You know what I'm talking about. Take all the wrestling exercises and all that. Sir. Like my girlfriend just did BJJ for the first time the other day, right? No, she says it's difficult.
Right.
So I just wanted to share this with you, Tank, because I'm gonna stay on topic, but I want to share something with you. This is my belief. I think out of all the martial arts, no offense, Drew, I'm just me and Tank having a moment. I
Yeah.
think if you got a core of wrestling, I think
Right.
you're dangerous.
Yeah,
No,
you got to trust
wrestling
me.
is what it all ends up. If
And
you
it's
watch
here,
all the
man.
UFC fights,
Yeah, bro.
the top UFC guys is grapplers.
They all come from they all come from wrestling backgrounds. And that's because of
That's all I'm saying.
the dedication and the fortitude, the determination, and
The
understanding when you
discipline.
lose, understanding when you because if you wrestle, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Understanding how to handle loss. And this is what I would tell a lot of young brothers that, youngsters when I would train them. You have to, because when they're young, they cry when they lose because they thought they was bad. I done had grown men
Right.
cry because I say, bro, you're not gonna last 5 minutes with that attitude. You put
Right.
somebody on them that just basically put them in situations and positions that they can't get out of. They don't know what to do, and the first thing they do is they lose their cool. They want to
Yeah.
cry. They want to storm out of there. What the lesson is that that's life. Some things you're
Right.
gonna tackle and wrestle and have to deal with and tussle with in life. You're not gonna be able to defeat it all. It's how you handle
Yeah.
the defeat and how you come back. So kind of like with your story, brother, why it's such a compelling story. You're telling the story about what you went through with your ups and your downs. Your ups when you went into the military, then your downs with some of the things you got into,
Right.
wound up in prison. But you were
Right.
disciplined enough to say you made a commitment to God. And this is one thing I always include spirituality. And I know some people don't gravitate to it, but I do. And it changed everything about me in my life.
Right.
That's one of the things that when I was able to gravitate to that, I was because one of the things I've known for having a bad temper. It didn't never get
Yeah.
me
Me too.
anywhere. Yeah, it never
Yeah. Yeah.
got me anywhere. It got me in confrontation. But when your mind is not where it's supposed to be, you love being in confrontation. And that's a
Right.
sad thing. It may not be something people understand until you start
Right.
taking losses of family members, losses of good friends, and then you want to retaliate, and that's nothing but a
Right.
cycle. And you
Exactly.
wind up either dead or in that system you're talking about. I don't like nothing about no
Right.
men, nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So ain't nowhere in the world I would want to be seeing myself. But at the same time, I understand the psychology of what you were saying, brother. To some of these people, like some of the brothers I know, like you, because you were being transparent, they may have dabbled, but they'll never tell me. But they probably would think I would judge them, but I wouldn't. No,
Right. Right.
it's
No,
what
I
you're doing
understand.
now.
I understand.
It's what you're doing now
Yeah.
is what it's all about. That's what rehabilitation's about. And that's what these particular stories we're hoping can reach people. Okay, we made mistakes. I've made mistakes in my life, man, that could have cost me everything, that could have cost me my life. That's my mistakes. Not only the being in the battlefield and combat and everything else, but it's about coming, okay, God saved me, man. God saved me
Mm-hmm.
from those things. So I'm committed
Right.
to be a better person. I'm committed to love
Right.
everybody. That's one thing God impressed upon me. You need to love everybody, not just your
And
picks.
just to add to that, Tank, I think
Yeah.
that's why spirituality is very important. Yoni will tell you, I study spiritual stuff every day because
Yeah.
the spirituality gives you the impetus when you got to go to your wrestling sessions or you got to go do a competition and you're tired and you're sore. You pray. You pray
Yeah.
for strength. Yoni will tell you, I pray every day to get out of bed. Dear Jesus, help me get out of bed. I'm so
Right.
sore. I'm beat up. I'm doing karate and jujitsu, but I got to go
Yeah.
back again. And it gives you
Yeah.
it gives you a source of inner strength and power. Also, it helps your morality. And
Yeah.
this is what's lacking. These guys in prison, they don't have morality. They don't have a moral compass, my friend. And
Right.
that's why it's so easy to be swayed by the temptations of the flesh. You remember
Right.
what it's like when
Right.
you're a young dude, the wind blow, your penis get hard.
Oh
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So you in prison, you
Right.
got dudes look like women,
High
man, and they talk
testosterone.
about,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I
So
got
that's all. I wanted to share that with you guys, man. And back to Drew. Hey, Drew, I believe in all kind of martial arts, my friend. I know you're a martial arts like me, but I'm just sharing my background because
mm-hmm.
once I learned to wrestle, it gives you a confidence. Like, yeah, dude might hit me, and I might even see some stars. But guess what? When I grab
Yeah.
you, my friend,
Your mind.
you're
Right.
gonna
Your
take a ride
mind.
that you ain't built for.
Yeah.
You ain't built for what I'm gonna do. Because
Yeah.
once I
And
get my
taking it.
hands on you,
Right. Being able to take.
you understand?
Yeah. Being
No,
able to take a blow
I've
is
seen
more.
your acolytes, man.
Yeah.
I've seen all your accomplishments because you had the book. And I
Yeah.
saw
Yeah.
Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
And he know
Yeah.
you told me
And
with jiu-jitsu.
And
It's all
judo.
about not only giving the blow, but taking the blow.
Yeah.
Can you
Right.
take the blow and still
Well, what I
be
wanted to
mentally
share,
prepared? You know,
yeah, but what I
mentally
wanted
where
to
you
share
need to
with you,
be.
Tank, I wanted to share with you, if a guy has a core in wrestling, no matter what other martial arts he do, he's gonna master, whether it's Brazilian jiu-jitsu or it's judo or it's a karate or it's a taekwondo, because wrestling gives you a body sense, man. You got a sense of your body and other
It's a
man's body.
position, right?
Yeah, you know what to
It's a
do,
position
man. Whether it's a
everywhere.
single leg takedown, sprawling, and whatever,
Yeah.
taking somebody's back, you have a confidence. And sometimes it's almost, with great power comes great responsibility. Because when you get good at
Yes.
wrestling, you can get a really big hit really easy. Because when you're
Yes.
walking down the street, you can suplex a dude, you can fireman's carry. And Drew knows this. I've never seen a dude out body slam on the pavement get up. I'm just
No.
telling you,
No.
this ain't no mat.
No.
This is the pavement.
Yeah. That's ground right there. But
OG is one of
So
the most, I'd say
right.
he's one of the
Right.
most skilled fighters I've ever seen. And and
Right.
anybody that knows me knows I've been around everybody. I've been around everyone, and I've seen just about everything that there is when it comes to the martial arts world, from mixed martial arts to combat sports to traditional martial arts. I've seen, and wrestling, I've seen a lot of really good athletic guys, a lot of good fighters, but OG Silverback is the baddest guy I've ever seen.
Well,
And
I appreciate that. No, I appreciate
you
that.
are.
I don't want to take that title. All I want to say is this, Tank. I'm a modern day martial arts. You only tell you all I do over here in the Philippines is look for martial arts schools. She'll tell you that's all I
Right.
do. Why?
Sharpening the
Because I want to
skills.
just train and train and train, Tank. I just want to train. It makes me
Yeah.
happy. It's my therapy,
Yeah.
my friend. This is my lifestyle. So I'm
Brother,
not
that's
here to
wonderful.
be the baddest dude or the
Wow.
toughest dude, but it keeps
Right.
me humble, Tank. When I get tapped out in class or choked out or knocked out or suplex, it keeps me humble, man.
Right.
Because
Man,
anybody
brother,
can
yeah.
take you out.
Brother, that's wonderful, because that's what these mastering a technique or a discipline is all about. It's all about being humble in it, because like you
Yeah.
said, with great power comes great responsibility. And I've some guys I refuse to train because if they're over arrogant and I see what I won't train them. I won't
No,
do
it's
it
Right.
because
hey
I know
guys,
that
I
I know what
wanted to.
their intent is to come in there to hurt people, not
To
to
hurt people, yeah.
not to make themselves the best version of themselves they can be. That's what this is all about. So when I
Right.
hear things like the OG Silverback pursuing that, going to the Philippines and pursuing that to become better, it's not to just become a better fighter. I know that. It's to be a
Better
better
person.
human being.
Human being.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Drew,
Yeah.
you